Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor. If you're new here, please make sure to hit the subscribe button because I upload videos every Sunday, and probably due to me being isolated at home, I'm probably going to try and upload twice a week. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing at least 7 different ways that you can save money if you've been laid off, if you're stuck in quarantine, if you are self-isolating for whatever reason. I actually just got laid off on Monday, so I definitely know the feels. If you are worried about your financials, if you're worried about your health, we're all in this together, and I'm trying not to say specific words because apparently YouTube is actually flagging those videos with those words, but I'm sure you guys know what I'm referring to by saying that the whole world is in the same position right now, or at least similar, so we are definitely all in this together. And I just wanted to put some facts out there to help anyone if you guys are looking for some ways to save money, if you're strapped for cash, if you're nervous. That's pretty much why I'm making this video. So enough talking, and I'm gonna get right into it. So I got laid off on Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday I was busy making a ton of calls, seeing what I could do to pause any payments, reduce anything, just to give me a little bit more security. And with that being said, obviously I'm not in a horrible place. I have an apartment with my boyfriend. I'm able to afford vacations. We were actually supposed to book one about a week and a bit ago, which I'm thankful we did not. But I do still have a lot on my plate. Also, I put up a few of these facts on my Instagram already, so if you're following me there, you might have heard a couple of these, but I'm gonna go into a lot more detail here. And also, I'm gonna give a couple more tips and pointers that I didn't give out on my Instagram. Okay, so the first tip that I have for you guys is if you are making payments towards your car, meaning that you financed your car, you didn't pay it in full, you're currently paying towards that, call your car dealership and see what they can do for you in terms of pausing payments. So I financed a car with Nissan, so I'm currently paying that back. I'm actually almost done paying it off, which is amazing. I have like 1 more year left of that, and the payments have been pretty manageable, so that's great, but obviously it is just an extra expense. So I called Nissan Canada, I called the dealership that I bought the car from, and he was super nice, very helpful. He gave me the number to Nissan Canada, and I was actually able to pause my car payment for 4 weeks. Now, that being said, they did say that you're only allowed to do that once a year, which I've never done it because I've never needed to, but obviously right now is a perfect situation to do so. He did say that he's not sure if I'll be able to extend it for longer than 4 weeks, but technically right now I'm laid off for 2 weeks, so that did buy me a little bit of time. So definitely I would recommend, if you are financing a car right now, see what your options are, see if they can even maybe temporarily lower your payments if they're not able to pause it. And also it is nice because it's not a situation where they said next month I'll have to pay double. It's just they're adding 4 weeks onto when I'm going to be done paying. So I was supposed to be done paying in June, and now it's going to be July, which is not bad at all. So if you're in a situation where you can do that, definitely do that. My next tip would be to change your car insurance. So everyone who's driving a car is paying insurance, I hope, and most people are on a multi-purpose insurance plan. I was, because if you're driving to and from work, then that's typically what you would have. So I actually called an insurance place this morning, which, by the way, try and call a smaller insurance place, not like any really big insurance companies, because their volumes are probably quite high. The waiting time is usually pretty long for those already, so try and call a smaller business, which is what I did. And I switched my insurance from multi-purpose to pleasure or casual, whichever one was cheaper, I don't know, which just means I'm not driving my car to work, but obviously I am driving around still. I'm going for walks, I want to go for drives while I can, while I'm not actually like totally quarantined in the house. So I do want to have some sort of insurance on it. Also, I do live in an apartment. I don't have underground parking or a personal garage, so if my car were to be vandalized, then I would need some sort of coverage. But that being said, if you are totally quarantined and you're literally not leaving your house, your car is in a secure garage, I would just even pause your insurance for now. If you can't even drive your car, it's just an extra expense that you don't need. My next tip for pausing payments would be to call your phone company or whoever your carrier is, phone, internet, cable, whatever you have. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you already know how much I hate TELUS and how badly they handle the situation. So I'm with TELUS for my phone, and I literally called them and asked if they're doing anything for anyone who's been affected by this whole situation. And the guy on the phone literally, word for word, said to me, "Don't get your hopes up." Okay, so anyway, ripped them on social media, posted about it in my story. If you guys missed that rant, head over to Instagram. I'm probably gonna post it in my highlights because I'm feeling real extra this week. But yeah, so if you're not with TELUS, or even if you are, there might be an option for you to reduce your plan, pay a little bit less. I know for sure Rogers sent out an email to all of their customers saying that they're, I think, pausing payments or just giving a grace period of 90 days due to the whole situation. So that's really great. But if your phone company hasn't sent anything out, see if you can reduce your plan in any way, pause your payments, make a payment a little bit later if you need to. See what your options are with that. I know, obviously, according to TELUS, that there might not always be options, but it's always good to just check. Okay, this next one is so important, and not just because you're going to not spend as much and waste as much, but just general rule of thumb right now: if you don't need it, don't buy it. There are people out there who really need this stuff, and if us younger people are hoarding toilet paper, paper towel, canned goods, there's not going to be enough to go around for everybody who might not be able to afford bulk buying, or just seniors who are higher at risk. So only buy what you need. And I actually learned that the hard way before this whole situation when my boyfriend and I moved in together. It was our first time living alone and we wasted a lot of groceries. I did not realize how fast veggies go bad. So if you are wanting to buy, you know, 2 weeks worth of food, try to only buy what you need, and anything else will either be waste or just a little bit excessive. Also, definitely be checking out your flyers for local grocery stores. There's always deals, there's always ways to snag something for a little bit cheaper. And for example, Sobeys has something called Dollar Days. So basically, if you buy seven products from the Dollar Days list, then each of those things is only $1. So keep your eyes open for sales like that. Also, going along with that, frozen fruits, frozen veggies, canned goods are all very good options, a little bit cheaper than the fresh stuff usually, and would be good if you do happen to get stuck at home for a long period of time. Along with only buying what you need, try not to stress shop, try not to online shop right now. We don't need clothes right now unless you really do. But honestly, food is more important and your bills are more important. I mean, if you can afford to online shop and buy, you know, fitness equipment and clothes or whatever you need to get or want to get, then by all means, for sure, go ahead. But if you are someone who's not sure about how to make your money stretch to pay your bills, don't be online shopping right now. Obviously, I know it sucks that the gyms are closed and that we can't go work out at gyms anymore, but you can find perfectly great equipment at home, or even just minimal. If you are going to purchase anything, consider buying resistance bands or things that are more versatile. Maybe a yoga mat. Even that's not totally necessary if you don't fully need one. So just think about what you have in the house. Even if you are someone who's like, okay, I need to purchase a bunch of games, see what's free online out there. There's quite a lot of things that you can do for free, so try to just make use of what you have before you start stress buying. Also, another thing, I know that gas is very cheap right now in Canada, but if you can walk or bike to the grocery store, if you're just picking up a couple things and you're not doing a big shop, then save your gas. Get outside, go for a walk, go for a bike ride. It'll save you a little bit of money and also help to keep you a little bit sane, keep you a little bit active, get some fresh air. I think that's always a great thing to do. Okay, so this tip I would say is pretty important in just everyday life. Not special to the situation, but make a list of everything that you're paying for and when you have to pay for it, and then organize all of those by priority. So whether it's by date or by leniency, because sometimes even if something is due a specific day, they might be quite flexible. Like for example, a phone bill, they're not going to cut you off the day that you don't pay it. I mean, obviously ideally you don't want to be late for anything, but if you are in a situation like that, make a list of all your payments, when they're going to be coming out for the next month or two, and then prioritize and see what you can kind of move around and how you can budget, what's most important, what you might be able to live without paying for a little while. It just might kind of help take some stress off if you have to strategize like that. Another really big one is that if you are a student or if you have graduated and you're currently paying off student loans, call to see if you can put it on hold, or even send an email, just because phone volumes are very high right now. But if you live in Canada, Trudeau announced that he's pausing all payments on national student loans for 6 months. But if you have a provincial loan, that is different and you have to actually call to get that one paused. So there's actually two separate tiers of loans. So make sure you figure out which one you have. You might have both, and make sure you make the appropriate calls. They will pause it for 6 months for you. If you've been laid off, if you are quarantined, if you're just off work for whatever reason, if your financial situation has changed, they're pretty lenient with that, and you can get a 6-month pause, but that's definitely an option for you. Okay, and my final tip for you is to apply for EI, which obviously a lot of people already know, but some people might not. So EI stands for employment insurance. Everybody who's working pays into it every single time they get paid. So it actually just comes right off your paycheck. It's actually your money to claim technically. I am pretty familiar with the whole EI system because I used to work in a public school, which means that I was off work every single summer for July and August. So I would collect EI during that time, and then also continue to collect during spring break and winter break because you can reopen your claim later on. So right now, EI has waived the waiting period for people who are sick, which means you're either sick with the thing that's going on right now, or you have been quarantined due to travel, or maybe someone in your office or your workspace has that thing causing you to not be able to work. So they've waived the waiting period for that, although I haven't heard anything about waiving the waiting period for regular benefits. I actually opened it up on Instagram to see if anyone had any questions, and everyone's questions were regarding EI and how to apply. So basically, you just go to the government website. I will link that in my description, and you just press apply. You'll read all the eligibility criteria, and now it's actually a little bit of a different system when applying. So normally you're able to claim more than one job. So if you work multiple jobs, pick the one that you make the most money at, because they actually don't give you an option anymore to claim more than one job. And I don't know if that's like just due to the situation, or maybe they just have new procedures now. But yeah, so choose a job that you make the most money from. You're gonna need your pay stubs, you're gonna need your SIN number, all that kind of information, and your record of employment. Following the steps online are pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you know what your last week of work looked like and your hours. So again, if you work 2 jobs, pick the one that you make most money at, and then it'll just ask you for the amount of hours that you worked, how much you normally make on a bi-weekly basis or monthly. Again, you can go through your pay stubs and pick your best week. It doesn't have to be your most recent, but they will ask for your most recent hours. And then from there, it's pretty easy. I don't know what the waiting period is for that, but definitely as soon as you have word that you're out of work, get on that. For your record of employment, you might have to request it from your employer and possibly mail it or email it over there. I'm not too sure what the process is exactly right now just because of everything going on, but I sent in my application. It said on my record of employment that my employer will be sending that information over, but I am still going to mail it just to be safe and just in case, if anything. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys are all doing well. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're not too stressed out. I mean, everyone's in this together. We're all gonna get through it, and I hope that this was helpful for you. If it was, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you share it. If you know anybody who is concerned about their finances right now, which I definitely know a lot of people who are, including myself, make sure you share it, send this video their way, and just know that we're all in this together. It is a scary time. It's scary to not know what's gonna happen, and it's okay to feel that way. I hope that you feel validated in anything that you're feeling right now, but just know none of us are alone. We're all in this together, and I love you guys so much. Bye.